Ever wondered if that 1965 US dime in your pocket change could be worth more than 10 cents? You're not alone. Many collectors and curious coin hunters are surprised to find that certain dimes, especially from transitional years like 1965, carry hidden value. Whether you're a beginner in coin collecting or just found this coin while sorting through old change, today's video will give you everything you need to know about the 1965 one-dime coin from the United States. Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover the fascinating stories behind coins you might already own. If you enjoy coin collecting, learning history through currency, or just want to know if that old coin is worth anything, you're in the right place. Hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth coin content every week. Now, let's dive into one of the most interesting dimes in U.S. history, the 1965 Roosevelt Dime. The 1965 one-dime coin is an important issue in U.S. coinage history because it marked the first year the dime was struck without any silver content. Before this year, dimes were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. But due to rising silver prices in the early 1960s and a nationwide coin shortage, the U.S. Mint made a major change. Starting in 1965, the dime was made using a clad composition, basically a copper core sandwiched between two layers of cupronickel. The change helped the mint reduce costs and keep coins in circulation. But it also created confusion among collectors, especially during the first few years of the transition. Design-wise, the 1965 Roosevelt dime features the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse. This design was introduced in 1946, the year after Roosevelt's death, as a tribute to his leadership and connection to the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio. The portrait was created by John R. Sinnock, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. The words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" are inscribed around Roosevelt's profile, along with the date 1965 and the designer's initials, J.S. At the base of the neck, the reverse side of the coin features a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right. The olive branch symbolizes peace, the oak represents strength and independence, and the torch stands for liberty. Around the edge, you'll see the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and the denomination 1 dime. This reverse design, also by Sinnock, has remained unchanged for decades, making the dime one of the most consistent designs in modern U.S. coinage. One of the most important things to know about the 1965 dime is that it was not minted with any mint mark. That means every 1965 dime you see will appear to have been minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which at the time did not use a mint mark. It's also worth noting that although Denver and San Francisco had operating mints, no mint marks were used on dimes from 1965 through 1967 as part of a mint initiative to discourage coin hoarding during the transition away from silver. The mintage of the 1965 Roosevelt dime was extremely high. The U.S. Mint produced over 1.6 billion of these coins. That means most 1965 dimes are still very common in circulation today, and finding one in pocket change is not unusual. However, not all 1965 dimes are created equal. While the vast majority are only worth face value and circulated condition, there are a few rare varieties and errors that can fetch a premium among collectors. One of the most sought-after errors from this year is the 1965 silver dime. During the transition from silver to clad coinage, a small number of dimes were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchets from 1964. These transitional errors are extremely rare and highly valuable. The easiest way to tell if your 1965 dime might be silver is to look at the edge. Clad dimes have a visible copper-colored stripe along the edge, while silver dimes appear completely silver all around. You can also weigh the coin. A standard clad dime weighs 2.7 grams, while a silver dime weighs about 2.50 grams. If you think you have a silver 1965 dime, it's worth getting it authenticated and graded by a reputable company like PCGS or NGC. These coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. Aside from silver transitional errors, collectors also look for high-grade uncirculated 1965 dimes. Coins that were never used in circulation and still have their full mint luster are worth more, especially if they grade MS65 or higher. The value increases even more for examples with full torch or full bands on the reverse, which means the horizontal lines on the torch are fully visible and well struck. A coin with this level of detail is not easy to find, but when you do, it could be worth anywhere from $10 to $100 or more, depending on the grade and market demand. There are also 1965 dimes that were struck on planchets meant for other denominations, such as a dime struck on a penny or a foreign coin planchette. These mint errors are very rare and can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, but they require expert verification and usually turn up in dealer inventories or at major auctions. If you're looking to sell your 1965 Roosevelt dime, the first step is to determine its condition and whether it's just a regular clad coin or one of the rare silver transitional errors. Use a good magnifying glass to examine the details, especially the edge and the reverse torch area. If the coin looks uncirculated or unusually well struck, you may want to get it professionally graded. For common circulated examples, they're usually worth only face value, but you can group them in rolls of 50 and sell them in bulk on platforms like eBay or Etsy, where some collectors or artists may pay slightly above face value. For error coins or higher grade examples, you can list them individually with clear, well-lit photos that show both sides and the coin's edge. Be honest about the condition and include the weight if you're claiming it may be silver. Another option is visiting a local coin shop or attending a coin show where dealers can help evaluate your dime in person. Just remember that dealers need to profit, so their offer may be lower than what you could get selling directly to collectors online. In the end, the 1965 Roosevelt dime is a coin with a story. It represents a major turning point in U.S. coinage. End of silver circulation coins and the beginning of the modern clad era. Most of these dimes will only ever be worth 10 cents, but a few hold surprises that make them far more valuable. Whether you're just getting into coin collecting or have been searching change for years, the 1965 dime is one coin that's always worth a second look. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into fascinating coins from US and world history. Drop a comment if you've ever come across a silver 1965 dime, or if you'd like us to cover another specific year or denomination next. Until next time, happy collecting and keep searching. You never know what you might find in your change.